much can one man do in a week? Just over 7 days ago, the most interesting man in baseball was on the mound, and he was electric. Then, a trip to one of baseball's most hallowed temples, Fenway Park, has two landmarks. Shohei Ohtani made them both his own.
Shohei hits it toward the monster, and gone! He did it! Shohei gives the Halos the lead. He gets it done! Wow!
And when the Angels returned home to the Big A, Ohtani took his game and his swing to a whole new level for the Angels faithful. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani! What can't he do? The most interesting man in baseball is back on the bump tonight. What can he possibly do this week? Beautiful Southern California, that man in red, the world is watching literally. Where tonight on Valley Sports, it's Cleveland going toe-to-toe with the Angels. Shohei Ohtani is on the mound. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. That man standing to my left is Mark Gubicza. My name is Darren Sutton. We trust you've had a very good week to this point. Let's get right to it, because when you talk about the perspective of what Ohtani has done as a pitcher and a hitter, it's truly hard to measure, but here's the bottom line. He is missing a ton of bats. I mean a ton. Slugging percentage low, swings and misses epic. Then you talk about the power, the extra base hits, the home runs, the total bases. That's how you quantify it, Mark Gubicza. You can take it and put it into pictures.
It really is incredible, Darren, what he did. You go back to that start in Houston where he went 7 innings, 10 punch-outs, just 1 walk, 4 hits allowed. His fastball was good. He was touching 99. He threw a real good curveball. His slider was good, and that devastating split-finger fastball, his balance was great. And then he carried that start into swinging the bat exceptionally well. A couple home runs you saw in Fenway Park. Then a 94-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs going 431. Another fastball, middle part of the plate at 94 going 440 for his 14th home run of the season for Shohei Ohtani. Swinging the bat the 4th time now, he's going to be batting and pitching at the same time. Look for some magic 4 for 10 so far when he's on the mound and swinging the bat.
It's always a 12th hour decision. Let's bring in Jose Mota. Jose, obviously, Joe Madden, the manager, go back and forth to make this decision. This one trickled into the night last night.
It did. You know, that text message came late last night. Joe Madden did not see it until this morning, but it came from Ipe, obviously, directly from Shohei Ohtani. But that is music to the ears of any manager. Best player in the game right now, two-way player, the only one, saying, hey, I'm going to go out there and contribute. We talked about it last night during the game. It was a must-play decision because without Mike Trout, you need his bat. But overall, it just, what a joy to see the best player that we have in our eyes right now on the field say, I want to play. And the main thing is, there, you know who wins? The fans globally get to win. All the TVs in Tokyo at 9 a.m. ready for this one.
It's all about the fans when this man goes to work. Now, no one remembers the pitcher that goes 5 and dive. They remember that guy. He wants to pitch deep. He wants to hit 2. The action's next.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was,
and what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
He's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Al, during tonight's show, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Ohtani ready to rock and roll. He is warmed up in front of throes of fans that were leaning over the bullpen. Smartphones extended to get any sort of a cool photo they could get. Some of them even slipping into the photos themselves. Who wouldn't want a selfie with Shohei? And so here he goes, the right-hander for the 6th time this year. Very similar lineup to what we have seen. You can see the opponents, they have done very little. They have done very little damage. There have been a bunch of strikeouts, certainly when Shohei is on the mound. It's really simple. It's all about establishing strike one to get to the split-fingered fastball. Hitters are more aggressive because of that split-fingered fastball. You expect them to maybe swing earlier in counts.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to be aggressive and hoping he gets the first pitch fastball to be able to try to make contact with. His fastball, generally in that first inning, is going to be 94, 95. It increases as the game progresses for Shohei Ohtani.
Cesar Hernandez at the top of the order. Eddie Rosario is in that 2 spot. It's Ramirez, Franmil Reyes, both with big power. Certainly Naylor homered last night. Ramirez is in center field. Bowers, the SoCal native, is at first. Rosario at short. Ahmed and Austin Hedges, another Orange County guy, behind the plate. Gooby and I, Jose Mota, glad to have you with us, along with Ken French and our production team. Let's watch this man work as the first pitch. It's a sinking fastball that misses down and away. 1-0 the count, and we're underway at the Big A. 25 2/3 innings, 40 strikeouts, 8 runs overall allowed. Good fastball, lower tier of the strike zone, 1-1.
He's been able to hit the lower third pretty good. At 93, 94, and eventually working that upper 90s. Lower third, tough to make contact with in the air.
Rendon on the cut of the grass at third, so he's tight. Rest of the infield back and straight up. A high slider gets the call, 1-2 the count.
What if you go right back to that splitter?
Jose Navas is the home plate umpire. He'll work balls and strikes. That's exactly what you were talking about. That's why there's such a fear in all of these hitters. You don't want to get to 2 strikes against him.
And look what the hitters are dealing with, besides the fact that he's got an incredible pitch arsenal. You got some sunshine where he's at, Shohei Ohtani, then shadows at the plate.
4-seamer, splitter, slider, cutter, curveball as well. He'll throw them all. Breaking ball over the top of a curveball. That's strike 3. Boy, that one back down 76 miles an hour.
So effective with his secondary pitches this entire season. It's not always just the split. He'll throw his slider and his curveball. Great balance. Finish it with off tight rotation. Swing and miss by Hernandez. He's had a really good series so far.
Obviously, the sunshine very bright at that batter's eye. This makes a difference for the hitters. You have to cash in if you're Shohei, and for that matter, if you're Civale out there as well. Unbalanced sliding for these hitters. That one is high. Looked like a split that never got there. Eddie Rosario. 6 doubles, a triple. He's homered 3 times. If he gets on, this is a burner. He's got 5 stolen bases. Just off the plate. 2-0 the count to Eddie. Shohei's 18th career start. A career ERA of 3.6, just a tick over. On 2-0, he paints the outside corner, 2-1.
Well, Rosario's thinking, if we're going to give him that pitch, I'm going to have a tough time, especially because you can throw a splitter in that same plane and have it drop towards the ground.
Two of 8 with a double in this series. Chases a fastball up and away. The count is even. It's almost as if you can feel the engine revving velocity-wise, that it just cranks up. You're 92, 93, and then when he needs it, there's 95 plus, even 98 plus. I threw him a curveball. I love that plan of attack as he didn't go around there. That's, to me, Gooby, you tell me I'm wrong. We all know about the split, but 2 curveballs with 2 strikes to lefties, those are gutsy pitches.
And they're really good ones, too. Almost got him a chase. That was great at home plate area. That's how difficult it is to read his curveball and slider. You save that down the road.
And we've only seen 1 slider. It was up. It got a called strike, but it wasn't a good one. 26-year-old right-hander on 3-2.
Wow.
High strike on a split-fingered fastball. He's thrown a couple of splits that haven't been pretty, but he got the call that time.
That was a late drop of that pitch. It catches the upper third of the strike zone with a splitter. You'll be able to see the grip. Started up high, then brings it back to the upper third of the strike zone. So 2 punch-outs to start the game. You'll be able to see that just touching that upper third.
Jose Ramirez, a dangerous hitter, another splitter that flutters and stays high, split-fingered fastball.
One thing noticeable as far as his velocity on his splitter, it's been 82, 80 miles an hour. Usually his average velocity on his splitter is 89 miles per hour.
That's another one. 2-0 the count. Look, like anything, that's a touch and feel pitch too. And much like a changeup or a cut fastball, not like a curveball or a fastball, but you got to get the finger placement. You've got to get the feel for it. Gooby, I'd say that splitter as he misses high is almost even closer to, let's say, a knuckleball than it is a true fastball as far as touch goes.
And it's a feel, not a ton of spin on this splitter, which is normal. That's all we get that feel, how many you threw and how comfortable you were in the bullpen coming into the game. Swinging 3-0.
And maybe because Suzuki goes down and catches the tail end of that pen, maybe that's a reason why we've seen those curveballs and we've seen him against lefties. Maybe he hasn't had a feel yet.
You remember that last game out in Houston? He didn't throw a lot of splitters, effective splitters early. As the game progressed, that's when it got better. He used his slider more so and even his curveball as the game went along.
Over the top of that one, 3-2 the count. 86 miles an hour. I think this is another splitter. No?
We're throwing a little bit of a two-seamer as well. I mean, you got to think, you know, this is almost like Justin Verlander. Not a lot of velocity early on. Pick it up as the game goes along.
Roll to the right side. Gets by 1, but not by Fletch. The fire. Not in time. Boy, what an incredible effort. My goodness, Iglesias couldn't get there. Fletcher running towards center field. Back to first base. Nearly made an amazing play.
Coming into the game, left-handed batters, a 60% ground ball rate. Here's another ground ball. just by Iglesias in a longer throw, and Ramirez runs well. There's no way Fletch is going to throw him out. Close play, the stretch. He clearly beats that one out easily.
Hey kids, couple of days to get healthy, but it's good to see David Fletcher back out there, isn't it?
Test it right away.
Franmil Reyes has homered in this series. This is a big, tall man of stature with a big bat. Runners on the move right away. Throw down. The tag not in time. Stolen base. That's number 5, and he's been perfect this year, Ramirez. Just the second stolen base against Ohtani this season, 1 thrown out.
And it's the 3rd overall in his career.
Not many.
Real close play. Gets that hand in just before the tag.
Gooby, you've got to do this, right? Push the envelope if you're Terry Francona.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of mistakes against Shohei Ohtani. You don't get many chances to drive and run, so you have to put pressure on the defense and try to be successful. Suzuki has only thrown out 2 now of 18 base runners going against him behind the plate. Again, most of those times it's not on him, but you got to take a shot if you're Cleveland.
Shohei with the breaking ball. He puts a strike on the board as it's fouled, 1-1.
Not a lot of velocity on many of his pitches here in the first inning for Ohtani. Last time out was on May 11th.
That one in 92 runs in and off the plate. Again, the average fastball, the average 4-seamer this year so far, 96.6. The split that we've seen in the mid to low 80s is usually, as Gooby said, 89.3. Those are his most used pitches, those 2. Got some help on a fastball up.
It's an 88-mile-an-hour 4-seamer. See if we get him a chase something out of the zone. Got good power in the strike zone, especially something off speed. See if we can get him a chase, a split out of the zone.
And fastball velo down so far. Let's see if he raises that once he heats up. The 2-2 breaking ball, ground ball, and it's a fair ball. Down the line it goes where Upton will play it. Cleveland will strike first against Shohei Ohtani. They lead it 1-0 in the top of the first. Reyes with the RBI. 8th double of the year.
That's okay, baby. Start over. It's okay.
That was an off-speed pitch. He got a lot of the plate. Mentioned Reyes is good on those pitches when it gets more of the strike zone. Slider spins in the middle of the plate and hooks it down the line. He's hit that ball down the line a lot in the series. Just ask Anthony Rendon. A lot of baseballs hit his way.
Josh Naylor with a home run last night. 94 miles an hour. 0-1 the count to Josh. 307 on base, slugging .424.
That's just the 3rd extra base hit allowed this entire season by Shohei Ohtani. 3rd. In mind, he's got 26 extra base hits as a batter. That's pretty insane.
Oh, sometimes we can put it together, folks, and then it just hits you, right? You write all these numbers down all day long, and that what he said right there just punches you right in the face. Split-fingered fastball, and he can't find it. Still can't find it. He'll try to move up, and he will, standing up. Kind of a sputtering start for Ohtani and the Angels so far. Velocity's down a little bit. Command of the splitter not there that he wants, and we'll watch it evolve.
It's the 4th wild pitch this season. It hits the leg, but doesn't get far away from Suzuki, and Reyes didn't want to take a shot unless he saw it get far enough away. Navas hit his leg and Suzuki.
Come on, Ohtani, let's go.
Pulls that one to the right side. Ohtani will get over to the bag at first. Cleveland strikes first on Shohei Ohtani. 1-0.
At touchofmodern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire. Because our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. Check it all out at touchofmodern.com.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
At the top, Shohei in that 2 spot, Rendon, Jared Walsh. What an incredible year it's been for the man we're kind of taking for granted again. Justin Upton, Jose Rojas, Taylor Ward, Suzuki, and Fletcher. Fletch looking to break out of an 0-for-17. Velocity down for Ohtani. It's going to be interesting to watch when he gets back out onto the mound, you know, getting the blood flowing, getting heated up as Aaron Civale goes to work. Cleveland's 3rd-round pick back in 2016. Another guy from the Northeast out of college for this Indians squad out of Northeastern, and he's been good this year.
And my go-to to have success against him is jump on those first 2 pitches. 345 batting average, 5 home runs, and don't let him settle in. 303 first time through the lineup.
Civale fires a strike. It's got good movement. Everything's good. That one's side to side. He will get on top of it a little bit more and get some depth to that sinker. He'll cut the fastball when he needs to, and the curveball's got a pretty high spin rate to it. Here's the movement we're talking about, right under the chinny chin of Jose Iglesias.
He'll have a fastball, 4-seamer, 2-seam fastball, sinker, cut fastball, curveball, and splitter. Pretty much everything.
That's twice you've made me laugh tonight, rolling out all that he throws. A mile high to the right side. Let's give it a look here. And Cleveland, no space there to make the play. 2 for 8 with a homer and a walk in the series. Iglesias, I mean, he sold out last night with a homer to left field. Came out of his shoes, made incredible contact. It was his 3rd home run of the year.
Let's go, Jose. Let's go, Iggy.
Madden juggling, and when you're juggling and doing so without Mike Trout in the batting order, you've got to get creative. So back to the top of the order for Iglesias, a 299 on base, so the numbers don't totally match up with the guy who's gotten on a ton. But of late he has.
Really good against breaking pitches.
Civale does throw one of those breaking pitches. It's low and away, and it's pulled foul, 3rd base line.
So Iglesias in the leadoff spot. You had Ohtani in the leadoff spot, Fletcher in the leadoff spot, Jose Rojas in the leadoff spot, Taylor Ward in the leadoff spot.
Two and 2 the count, changing the line of sight just a bit. His best outing of the year. April 10th, Detroit. You can ask him about it. He went 7 2/3, didn't walk anyone. His team was victorious. He gave up just 1 earned run, struck out 6. Major League debut a couple of years back was against those same Tigers as well.
Good little battle here. Iglesias has seen a number of pitches, so everyone, including Shohei Ohtani in the on-deck circle, is seeing him.
Chases a breaking ball right off the outside corner. Kind of a late reactive swing by Iglesias.
A good tight slider. Just off the outside corner.
The pitcher is now the hitter. Major League leading 14 home runs. He is slugging .632. Cut fastball, 0-1 the count. Pretty courageous pitch there. You're going right at that inner part of the plate. Ball he can drive, and just a little bit of movement at the end.
Yeah, his cutter is very effective against lefties, although when he leaves it out of the plate, lefties have hit him very well.
Went back there, elbow underneath it. 1-1 the count. What Gooby's talking about is that slugging percentage. Left-handed batters against this man this year. .438 the opponent's slugging percentage. Fights it off, up the ladder. Play is made by Ramirez. They had him played perfectly defensively. Little dying line drive to the left side that you thought, okay, that's headed to left field.
Well off the line, leaps up, makes the play. Shohei, you know the power he has that way. Try to flick that one into the outfield.
Little pregame meeting we had, you made it clear you better get him first time through. Get him early.
Yep. 303 the first time through, and then he settles down and drops all the way down to 200 batting average, then to 130. Ooh, third time through. First two pitches of him at bat are usually the most successful against him, whether it's the first pitch or even 0-1 or 1-0 against him.
That tells a great story for me, and I'd love to have you define it as Rendon takes high. I mean, to me, that's incredibly complimentary to a pitcher that gets better as it gets later.
Yeah, because then he figures it out, and he's starting to use all his pitches. As a hitter, you're trying to be successful against him. This first pitch, he's trying to throw some strikes.
Trying to get him early. That's what Rendon was trying to do. First two pitches. He goes after the second one. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Ohtani back out to the mound.
You love to cook, but it's hardly a snap. Well, what if everything you need for a delicious meal was just left at your door? With oven-ready meals from Home Chef, you throw it all in the oven-safe tin and count down to delicious. Don't need that, or whatever that is. Make, plate, garnish, and enjoy. No prep, no mess, just amazing recipes, fresh ingredients, and hot out of the oven happiness. Delicious, meat simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
This is cellulose acetate, a plant-based material that's not only extremely durable, but also quite flexible, making it ideal for Warby Parker glasses, which, by the way, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com. Oh yeah, about those prescription lenses. Warby Parker glasses come standard with custom-cut polycarbonate lenses that have been treated with scratch-resistant and anti-reflective coatings. Nice. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Level from Motor Island first base side as Shohei Ohtani takes him out for the second inning, allowing consecutive 2-out hits to the Indians, Ramirez and Reyes. And one thing to keep in mind, and Guyu's talked about this, opposing hitters coming into today, 1 for 52. That's .019 average against them. And then we're going to talk about the two-way player, right? With 2 strikes, what has he done? Oh, he's only hit 3 home runs. Go figure, right? Tough on both sides with 2 strikes.
Again, dueling numbers. It's like what you brought. Jose brought the same thing. It's stunning.
You know, my go-tos for Shohei when he's on his game and doing well, we're going to go with that in a couple seconds here, but important for him to have success with his secondary pitches. 0-21 with 34 strikeouts with his splitter, curve, and slider, and build on that strike zone command that we saw last time out in Houston.
Harold Ramirez takes his shot, looks at a fastball that runs in. Harold, I should say. 1-0 the count. 268 on base percentage. A couple of home runs this year. Slugging close to 500 though. Rendon toward the line. Long throw. What a play by Anthony.
How accurate was that throw? How off balance. Remember, he's still recovering from that foul ball off his kneecap. So that's a long way he had to go to, and a long throw, and a perfect throw. Little side armor. Gets rid of it quickly, but right on the money with a throw by Anthony Rendon. What a play. He's throwing that baseball when he's beyond that line going down third base. What a play.
Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance, Jake Bauers. Slider stays up. 1-0 the count. Below 200, 8 walks, has that on base percentage at 278. He's been on base 7 times though in his last 7 games. 5 hits, a pair of walks. Still looking for the touch and feel on that split-fingered fastball. We saw it just a moment ago there. As you say, fluttered up there. He just can't find it yet.
It's in the lower third, not called.
It's outside. It's ball 4. Last time out, walks weren't an issue at all. As a matter of fact, he went 7 innings, walked just 1, and struck out 10. And the world is starting to talk about him, whether it's J.J. Watt, Pat McAfee, C. Sabathia, Stroh with the good one today. I really liked it because that was a college two-way player at Duke, Marcus Stroman, with a lot of respect. Kevin Durant as well.
Trevor May was good too. I could deal with him being a great two-way player, but he's even better looking than me too. That's not fair.
Ahmed Rosario.
The 20 walks on the season for Shohei, now 21, but coming into game 13 with 60 left-handed batters he has faced, he's walked. That's about 22% coming into the game. So he's faced a number of lefties so far with 1 walk, a couple punch-outs.
Short little breaking ball, first pitch strike. Rosario 3 of 9 in this series. It's a humble little 3-game hitting streak as well. Look at this, Larry Walker, Angels. I'm watching like many others. I'm excited to see what Ohtani will do tonight. Unbelievable. Can't wait to see what the numbers will be at season's end. We join you, Larry.
All-time great guy, too. What a phenomenal all-around player he was. Hall of Famer.
Got the call to the inside corner. 1-2 the count. Is that a breaking ball that he got on top of? You tell me here.
He could throw more of a cutter or slider in the game. Got around it. Tied him up. The old backdoor, back up, I should say, breaking ball.
miles an hour. Good sink. That's strike 3. Third strikeout.
That's a great setup. As a hitter, you're thinking, okay, the splitter's going to start in the lower third of the strike zone. There's a good chance it's going to bottom out, but he threw in with a 4-seam fastball at the knees at 93. Bauer's be on the move here. First pitch. Shohei just hold the baseball, stop him.
Oh, 0-1 the count, 92 outside corner to Austin Hedges. A pair of home runs, 4 walks as well this year. The glove, the arm so valuable for Hedges, just is really struggling offensively.
And we saw that arm on display last night going Benito Santiago on a caught stealing.
Swings right through a high cut fastball, 0-2 the count. Tougher tonight differentiating with his pitches as the velocity's down a bit.
It's a good time to really stay on top and then drop that splitter out of the strike zone.
93, that misses low. We haven't seen him throw one with conviction yet, and we saw key moments where Suzuki called for curveballs against left-handed hitters early.
Well, this is the time to throw a splitter when you throw a fastball that lower third just below it. It sets it up for a splitter.
That was a breaking ball, almost through that sidearm. 2-2 the count.
First time we've seen that baseball flip going back to the pitching rubber. It's usually a sign to get back into that mental state, be ready to go and attack the strike zone.
I love that you knew that.
There's certain things for pitchers. There's a little timing mechanism is to clear the mind.
Over the top, that one dies.
Yes, that was a real good splitter for Shohei Ohtani with a punch out.
He's having to be inventive tonight. It's interesting to watch, isn't it?
Mr. Schmaltz, at MLB Network, you've done color commentary, game analysis, and demos. How do you juggle so many roles?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
After the pitch before the strikeout, walks back to mound, does a little ball flip, and makes sure he's ready, refocused, and he stayed on top in his best splitter of the night. Gets a swing and miss against Hedges. Good to see that one. Good thing to clear that mind and get back on top of the baseball to finish off the inning. No damage.
His weapon is not quite as loaded tonight, and you're really having to see him work. I mean, a pitch. And I'm sure as Jared Walsh takes strike one, there were many times, Gooby, in your long and successful career where you warmed up and you took a deep breath and you walked out there between those lines and said, all right, I've got to be creative tonight.
And that's when you pitch your best games, when you don't necessarily have your best stuff. He has 4 strikeouts through 2 innings. That's the thing. It's incredible when he doesn't have any of his velocity yet. But he's made some pitches when he's had to. He's got some chases.
And it reminds you that though walks were an issue for him early, it does remind you that he's not raw as a pitcher, because a raw pitcher couldn't make those adjustments with the velo readings down. They just couldn't. A raw pitcher couldn't.
And the reason why you see fluctuation in velocity on pitches, he hasn't pitched a lot. He's at 25 2/3 coming in this game, but you go back to the last 3 seasons, he's what, about 27 innings pitched, 28 innings pitched. So you got to build up that arm strength. You're going to have those ups and downs as far as your velocity on all your pitches. And a lot of times for pitchers, you had that dead arm period where you feel good, there's nothing going on, but you just don't have that velocity.
On the ground out towards short, Walsh. On across the diamond. Aaron Civale has been fun to watch. This is another guy. Talk about inventive and creative, Jose. There's a basket full of pitches he can throw at you.
Yes, and he balances things out very well with his repertoire, guys. And also the mentality of the guy that likes to compete for innings and save that bullpen, averaging over 6 innings per start, which is remarkable nowadays. And then the 50.3 ground ball ratio is outstanding, including 5 double plays. And as the game progresses, he gets a little tougher. 3rd time around the order, 130 average, 296 slugging in 61 plate appearances.
0-1 the count to Justin Upton.
And watch him always from the stretch. Nice balance, as Gooby likes to talk about. Gooby, he's on that back leg, but also he has that bent knee that allows him to have very little movement moving forward.
During your time, Jose, with the bat in your hands in the major leagues, were you guys keenly aware of a pitcher, just like Gooby just said, that, man, we better get him early because he gets better late? Were you guys keenly aware of that guy?
That was part of the discussions in hitters meetings. I recall Tony Gwynn talking about that. Guys, let's get him early because he's going to hang some. As the game progresses, he's going to get a little bit tougher. So maximize at-bat quality early in the game. For sure.
1-2 the count on Upton. Fun to see him use the entire ballpark last night. He crushed the ball out to right.
Even that last out he made, he lined to second. It's good to see that from Upton.
That was such a great at-bat, Ruby. There's a hard throw with a big bender.
Slow curveball, got him that time. Let's take a look at Civale right now.
Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Civale will throw a 4-seam fastball. There's a cut fastball, curveball, splitter, slider, sinker. So he's all around the strike zone, changes speeds very, very well. He'll run a 4-seam upstairs, but his curveball is excellent as far as what he's doing. Just a 148 batting average, 6th lowest in baseball. Also 7 strikeouts, only 1 home run allowed versus his curveball.
1-0 the count to Jose Rojas. Seeing just about every day his name penciled into the lineup, with the roster being racked a bit with Trout going down. I think the reason he sees himself out there a lot is because he's showed that he can play at least adequate or above all over the field. And it's never due to lack of prep and lack of effort. Joe's always valued guys like that.
Everywhere he's managed, he's expected players to play a number of different positions, bring a number of different gloves with you.
Talking to Rojas today, guys, he was telling me perhaps trying to get away from cutting his swing out a little bit. In other words, what Mike Trout has talked about direction-wise. So look for Rojas that maybe thinks more late on the ball, a little bit deeper, but cuts and slices the ball through to finish that swing off. I think a big part of the field.
And to Jose's point, when you take a look at how Cleveland is defensing him right now, the spray charts right now, especially on the infield, are saying pull, pull, pull. And if you listen to what Jose is saying, he's trying to go away from that just a little bit. That was a good indicator right there.
Yes,
Jose, exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was telling me that you know, his mentality is, what if I try to just slice that ball in half? Keep it simple.
It's got a crazy number. It puts him in the top 10 in the American League of 9 doubles. As he pulls that one foul.
Yeah, he likes his cutter, 3-2 counts to lefties. There was a cutter tried to backdoor it. 50% this season throwing his cutter 3-2 to a lefty. Yeah, he's not going to wow you upper 90s with his fastball. But if you talk about all 4 quadrants of the strike zone with his 3 type of fastballs, 2-seam, 4-seam, and cut fastball. He's what you call a pitcher. He knows how to pitch, hit his spots, change his speeds, and fight you every single pitch he throws.
Cutter right under the knuckles. Yikes. Tough pitch to deal with. 6 up, 6 down against that man.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Liner, and it falls in. And that's a strikeout. To the warning track, it's out of here. He struck him out swinging, and he lines one. It's gone.
Fastball, the most devastating pitch in the game this season. 21.7% of the time. This at .028 batting average. 28 punch-outs, a 60% whiff rate versus splitters. Got a couple of strikeouts with his splitters so far tonight.
Second time through the order, fastball misses away at 89 miles an hour. 1-0 the count to Cesar Hernandez.
A lot more fastballs. 21 of them, just percentage-wise, about 54% coming into the game as far as fastball usage.
Spins a breaking ball to even the count at 1-1. One thing that intrigues me more than anything that you've talked about in evaluating what we're seeing is the 8 days off, or the 8 days between outings, 7 full days off. Late reaction, 1-2 the count.
And we threw a couple of those upper strike zone cutters and splitters. First time up for Hernandez. Stay on top, drift this one down and away.
On a backhand, little flip to the bag. Nice job defensively, Walsh.
Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The difference in the way the four-seam fastball and the splitter react when it gets towards home plate. That average velocity is going to be about 96, 97, 90, 89 on a splitter. A split of about 2.8 feet separation between the two pitches at 97 and 89.4, and the rotation more a four-seam running through it, and then the drop action on the splitter at 89.4. Amazing that K rate on one pitch this season, 76% with a splitter. McKenzie 73 with his curveball. Glass that we know that curveball. We saw that curveball.
Popped up left side, Rendon. Right up against line. That's in fair territory. Again, a late reactive swing. It was a cut fastball up in the zone. Velocity not overwhelming at all, 82 miles an hour, but just putting out after out in the book, Ohtani.
Well, you like those quick outs. And then as you go along, maybe you're not feeling it as strong early, but you pick up that momentum going and you start feeling better about yourself. It's a tough one right here. This is the guy you really, really have to be focused on if you're Shohei Ohtani. Jose Ramirez, best hitter on this team, one of the best in all of baseball.
Split-fingered fastball for strike one. Rare is it that we see the get-me-over splitter, but that was it. Singled, stole a base, scored back in the first inning. Right in on his hands again with the cut fastball. Shohei Ohtani back to the dugout. Literally, when I say pitching, he's pitching tonight.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Liner, and it falls in. And that's a strikeout. To the warning track, it's out of here. He struck him out swinging, and he lines one. It's gone.
Civale goes to work. Still just 25 years old with only 30 starts on his resume. Believe in that draft. Look at Bieber, follow Plesac. And again, the courage to grab pitchers from colder weather climates. Collegiate pitchers from colder weather climates.
Maybe not necessarily as polished as pitchers in high school or collegiate level, or to play in California, Texas, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, but not a lot of mileage on their arm. When you're playing in those colder climates, you only have about 4 or 5 months to play baseball. So you hope to get them in your system and then teach the way, Cleveland teaches their pitchers as far as their breaking ball, cutters, and fastball command.
Those are guaranteed rates. Believe in numbers when you take a look at the draft. Partnership with Guaranteed Rate. 0-2 the count, Taylor Ward.
Well, coming to the game, there's 41 hits allowed in 53 innings, but 7 home runs. He gets a lot of ground balls, but when he makes a mistake, that's when the hitter's got to be ready and got to be able to make good contact.
That's strike 3. Cement mixer slider. We didn't throw that into your group of slang descriptions, or maybe we did yesterday on Movie Tuesdays. This isn't pretty, but it's effective.
Yeah, especially when you're throwing, you're not necessarily trying to throw a breaking ball upper third of the strike zone, but it's effective because you freeze the hitter thinking it's off the strike zone. You clearly see it's up the upper part at about 84 miles an hour. I say you just got to be ready on that first pitch. You're ready to go if you're Kurt Suzuki.
He was ready. He was ready. Came unglued just a little bit, the veteran Suzuki. Sub 200 batting average, but enough walks to have the on-base percentage closer to 300. Hitless in his last 13 official at-bats with 3 walks. I'll share it with you maybe in a bit, but my esteemed broadcast partner, who we all adore, had a bit of a premonition on one of his. Just leave it at that. 0-2 the count.
Another one of those high sliders.
Goodness, how the game has evolved. Up, up, up with just about everything, and you can be very effective. That one down and a good one. Lazy pop up to the right side. Bowers had him defense perfectly, was well off the line. Good to see the pesky one back. A couple of games, getting his health back. He is just such an irritant for opposing pitchers, and he's our guy, right? I mean, when you think about who David Fletcher is, third on the team in wins above replacement a season ago. He's in one of those skids too. That's probably why he was fighting through some health. Same or similar, I should say, to Suzuki. He's 0 for his last 17. To the right side. Did he misrun it? He did. Over his head. A swing on around. Fletch touches second. Here he goes. Into third. Fletch. 3 bags.
Boy, Fletch is back. I was just going to say this should be a pretty good matchup for him. You have a guy that throws a lot of breaking balls and fastballs upstairs. He stayed back and he lines out when it freezes Naylor out in right field. Fletch. First triple, this is 5th extra base hit. See if that play can spark the offense.
That's got to feel good. Iglesias takes low, 1-0 the count. If you follow this team enough too, with David out there at third, you realize he's not going to walk himself out of a slump. He just isn't. He's going to hit himself out of it. And it's that approach right there.
A successful early swing against Civale.
Stay true to who you are, right?
Have to be.
Graphic, 5 different leadoff hitters. If you're renting a car and you're filling it with Halo's leadoff hitters, you've had to go above a full size. You now have to get a minivan if they're all riding together. As far as outfielders go, you might need to get a bus.
It's so good behind the plate. That's a pretty tough breaking ball in the dirt. He just smothers it, doesn't allow Fletch to score the tying run from third. So on that 36% of base stealers this year, this is a really good defensive catcher.
Ohtani watches and waits. 3-1 the count.
Ohtani says he loves to try to help himself in the batter's box. When he's on the mound, he might get a shot here in this inning. Brought it back in the strike zone.
Civale had a tough time with Seattle, though he pitched deep last time out. Gave up 5 runs, but pitched into the 7th inning. Off the end of the bat and down. We're tied at 1. Jose hustling into second. You better make it with Shohei on deck, and he does. Oh, baby. You take that chance with 17 striding toward the plate. You better be sure, and it's a hustle double and an effective 2-out RBI for Iglesias.
And you look at the Angels this year, a majority of the runs with 2 outs and another base hit double on a breaking ball. Lines it left center, 5th double. Now giving him 12 RBIs. So good at keeping his hands back on a breaking ball.
Oh, you know it. We were all thinking to get there. You better get there. And he did. What a great job by Iglesias. 2-out RBIs hurt. I mean, they hurt. Here's Shohei.
Be ready. Shohei, first pitch.
He was ready, and he rolls it foul. Ambush time for sure.
He gets a lot of, he's thrown him a couple cutters already in this game.
One and one. 3 for 7 in the series. He's walked 3 times, so he's been on all the time. He's homered twice. Thought about committing, and he did. He's none too pleased with that call. And he shows his displeasure very respectfully.
See if he was able to hold up on the swing. I think he did easily held up on the swing on that one. His body turned. Well, pretty close enough for where the umpire is going to give him a shot, but it looked like he held up. I don't blame him. Come right back to the same spot. Ohtani with great numbers against Cleveland, 340 with 7 home runs, 14 RBIs in his career.
Babe Ruth back in 1921 in June. Yankees against Detroit. The last time the starting pitcher was a leader in home runs and also homered in that same game. Picks outside, just disinterested.
You have a pretty good idea, I'm guessing, on what you might throw. 3-2, but Civale will throw just about the same percentage of fastball, cutter, and even slider in this count against lefties. He's going to try to get Shohei to chase out of the strike zone.
Rocket shot into center field. It hangs up long enough, though, for Harold Ramirez to run it down. Shohei and the Angels are tied back up at 1.
Mike Trout, people know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
For hanging out with us, our Land Rover above and beyond Gooby. Let's look at his strikeouts tonight.
Yeah, he's really had to use all his pitches to get the strikeouts, whether it's a splitter, curve, even slider. four-seam fastball at 93 at the knee, so he's really had a pitch today for Shohei Ohtani with 4 strikeouts through 3 innings.
Well, this backs it up, and this is kind of becoming the narrative now into 3 innings. You were, let's be honest, a little concerned when you saw the drop in velo early, and now maybe it's the time off. Maybe it's just a little bit of that arm not really cranking up for this outing tonight. Gooby has shared he's gone through it, but he's truly pitching, and this backs it up.
Yeah, every pitch is really down about 5 miles per hour, and when you haven't really pitched a whole lot, you go through those ups and downs as far as, you know, your velocity on your pitches. And a lot of times in spring training, you go through what we would call a dead arm period, where there's no pain or discomfort. It's just you don't have quite that zip on your pitches. Could be going through this at this point, but he also might see an increase in velocity as the game goes as well for Shohei Ohtani.
You know what, guys, from here, I don't see anything different other than perhaps he's just making sure mechanically he stays in tune. But there's no issues from my aspect here, my view, on how I see the ball coming out of his hand. And sometimes, you know very well, mechanically you start breaking down. And Joe Madden actually talked about this. Guys staying within their mechanics is, and then getting out of their mechanics, an indication to them that something might not be right. But not the case from what I see here.
Down the line it goes into the corner. That's a fair ball bounding over the wall, and that's a ground rule double for Franmil Reyes. His second double in the contest. That's a breaking ball that just stayed up. He was ready for it.
Twice now he's hit off-speed pitches and turned it down. The last one was a ground ball, just went right down the line. That one's hit harder. You were hoping it was going to hook foul. It's a split. This had tumbling action, not that straight down. And in this series so far, Reyes has crushed off-speed pitches, whether it's splitters, sliders, curveballs. It's hit any part of the plate. See if Shohei has it in him to get those strikeouts now to prevent Cleveland from scoring and taking the lead back.
First up, Josh Naylor. He grounded out to the first baseman first time up. 94, strike 1. Yeah, 94, folks. That's not tiptoe through the tulips. Again, it's down from the up at high 90s and over 100 on occasion. That is his most firm fastball tonight. Naylor in the hole, 0-2.
Now, Kurt Suzuki's got to be ready to keep this splitter in front of him. See if he can get a chase. It's interesting watching Jose Iglesias at shortstop by the bag. Now Reyes is trying to get a secondary lead. He keeps looking to see how far away he's drifting to put on a pickoff with Shohei, who's very athletic on the mound.
I'm intrigued by something you said. I mean, my mind is just churning. I think folks at home too, about the concept of dead arm and spring training when you go through it, including spring training. This man has only thrown 36 total innings.
Yes. That's gas.
95 miles an hour. 36 total innings, and it's almost June.
So you're going to have those peaks and valleys as far as velocity, but we're seeing a couple 95s in this inning. And paint it on the inside corner for a hitter that's looking for a split.
Fastball 95. His line out, by the way, Ohtani's line out 110 to center field. 95 again.
My Hyundai key for this game, another Hall of Fame inductee 2021 going to Cleveland to the Foo Fighters. Best of you. And the best of Shohei Ohtani and his teammates to be able to win this series against Cleveland. The best of you, Shohei.
Waves right through a cut fastball. There officially now is a little bit more gas in the tank, a little more giddy up. That cutter was 82, 83. It's 86 now.
He's throwing a few more of those in this game, going back to percentage-wise, about 6% cutters. coming into the game.
Fastball, right side, fought it off, foul ball. That would have hurt.
And now you have him set up. He's looking in. You got a split or a slider. Or you can go that Martin Maldonado slow curveball. And about 76. And we got him out in Houston that last time out.
Blocked it up, can't find it, fires down to third. Did they get him? They did in time.
I've never seen a quicker tag.
Wow.
Rendon, how quick were those hands? They're going to take a look at it, I'm sure. I don't know how he got his tag down there that quick.
Adam Amari just kind of gave a quick pump of the fist right up against that play.
Quick reaction, knowing that pitch is going to be in the dirt. Fortunately for Suzuki, it hits him. What a tag. How quick was that tag by Rendon? Nice play. Good recovery by Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Loving that defense. Huge out.
Truer words have never been spoken about how huge that out was. While a pitcher tries to find his way tonight. Wow.
So he's going to another cutter. He shook off a splitter.
Bouncing ball out towards short. On across the diamond. Oh, Mr. Ohtani. We just can't look away. Why must you be so interesting? Defenders on their toes, backing you up as they should be. You've carried them offensively all season long.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds. The planet's first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees. Mile after mile after mile. The Tree Dasher keeps your feet going while reducing your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet. Allbirds.
Nerds! Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Ball from the comfort of a suite. Entertain guests with all-inclusive packages. Call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/suites. The coolest of all cool customers, Anthony Rendon, leads it off. He flied to center back in the first.
I'll still go back to that quick tag he had at third. Javier Baez, one of the greatest I've ever seen at shortstop or second base as far as that quick tag at the bag at second. That was a really quick tag by Anthony Rendon.
That's an interesting graphic, huh? All kinds of great numbers against Cleveland in his career. He's had a nice series at 4 of 9. It took him a couple of games on the trip, though it looked like his timing was back, not all the way, but it's back now. It's back as he gives it a ride to left field. That'll come up just shy of the warning track. Off the end of the bat. Couldn't drive it like he wanted to. Time now for a quick word from the Home Depot.
Scan the field and read the product review. Check inventory status and place your order easily in the Home Depot app.
Ken French, Jose Mota, Mark Gubizot, Darren Sutton, and our fine production team here with Bally Sports. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Big swing on a slow curveball, foul tip back at Hedges on the plate.
0-1 the count. Jared rolled out to short. Back in the second inning. Looked like a changeup that fluttered up and away. 1-1 strike the count on Jared Walsh.
He's got that little Alex Cobb split finger changeup. Speaking of Alex Cobb, on the bump tomorrow. Doubleheader.
Double dip. Walsh drives that one toward the wall. Did it disappear? It did! Oh, Jared! Snuck it right over that line. Halos lead it.
Walsh going wall ball, right center. 8th home run. 31st RBI.
Hey kids, I got your backspin right here because that was not that. That was a top spin line drive. Whoom, right over the wall.
Such an impressive swing for Walsh. That's a 6th home run. So Bali's given up to left-handed batters. That's that split finger changeup it looked like again. He was on it and ready. Catching it out in front and on the line. '54th home run this year for the Halos. So they got a double, triple home run in the game so far to 3 hits.
With the eye of the needle out there, having it disappear. Usually it'll bang off the beautiful video board out there and they'll let us know, hey, it went over the yellow line. You wondered, would it ricochet off the wall? Would it hit the video board? Neither. Disappeared. Wow. Upton not so sure about that one. 1-1 the count to Jay Up.
Look at got the upper third. 4-seam fastball, or at least close to the upper third.
Upper third of Sears Tower.
That was not quite as high as the ball that Shohei Ohtani hit out the other day against the lefty. Hinkes.
You know me, the former pitcher, only minor leagues, not like a long major league career like you. I give them all, make them all strikes. You know me, but I don't need any more text from Manny Upton if I do that. My good friend Manny Upton. So that was out of the zone. That man got a break, and he'll take it. Swings right through it. He was trying to drive it out to center that time. 2-2 the count. Former Servite head coach, USC pitching coach, and Jay Serra athletic director. Great California ties. Dave Lawn, who is now on Jay Johnson's staff at the University of Arizona, is looking on tonight. Go Cats, thanks for watching.
Might as well try that. That was called a strike early in the at-bat. Civale just had a pitch. He really just had a pitch. See that little grip, that little split finger?
That's ball 4. I mean, just off the corner.
Civale thought he got it. Justin Up is waiting to see. I'm going to try to sell that one, saying it was a ball. That was pretty close.
You want this one?
Yeah. It may be about a half a baseball off, but that was a good job by Justin Upton just walking down. See, I know it's out off the strike zone. I got it. And you can see just about a half a baseball, a quarter of a baseball off.
1988, Mark Gubizot. You throw that 2-seamer, you want that call?
Yeah, I might be saying, like, really? That's a ball?
Thank you for the G-rated response you just gave us. That one is high, but a strike. 0-1 the count to Jose Rojas.
I made it to confession last Sunday, so I needed to go back again.
Oh, boy. Walsh, with his 8th home run of the year, puts the Angels on top. Cut fastball, tied him up. Good take. He started really slow, Rojas, and it was a struggle to watch for him. You knew he could hit. A couple of years ago, he tore up AAA. He had a run then from the end of April until early May. He went 9 games, and he slugged almost 600. And then all of a sudden, that confidence started to rise. Simple-minded assessment when you say it, but it's got to be tough to face the best pitchers in the world when you're only playing part-time.
And hitting's all about timing and your tempo. If that's off at all, how do you deal with upper 90s on a fastball? Nasty secondary pitches. Pitchers now spinning sliders, curveballs at a high rate every time up there, and if your timing and tempo is not there, it's tough to hit.
Local small college product from Vanguard as he takes inside. Tells stories of coming to Halos games or watching or listening on the radio, to Terry Smith on the radio, by the way, and wondering, how do I get who I am to be one of those guys? It was only a dream. Here he is.
Hit like he did every spring. You're going to force that issue, and he did so this year finally.
That includes in high school. That includes at Vanguard. Good at bat, 3-2 the count. 64 pitches. Sun still very much in play. Again, 5 o'clock start.
I can believe Upton's on the move, trusting that Jose Rose has an idea of the strike zone. If it is a strike, he's going to make contact.
Jose Rojas opens up the hips a little bit too early.
It's interesting. Upton was on the move, then stopped. Jeter Hines is quickly talking to him now.
Those two work together, Hines and Upton, so much in spring when none of us were around. There's such a level of trust there. He was just in his ear letting him know what he wants. He takes off. It's called strike 3, throw down. Beautiful, but the tag missed him. It looked like the throw. My goodness, Hedges a little frustrated. He put that throw right there, and Upton slid on around the tag, popped down there by Rosario.
Yeah, unless he missed the tag, I thought they got him. I'm not sure he applied the tag. Definitely kept his foot on there at the bag. A great view. Well, it looks like he did get the foot in there. Good job by Upton. Second stolen base, but caught once.
This game's very hard, so I'm careful when I say this. You've got to reward a throw like that.
That was a great throw. You talk about how quick that was. See if he can capitalize here. Get a little add-on run here.
Stolen bag number 2 for Justin. Ward in between with that swing, 0-1. Pop time at an even 2.0, which means he got it there at about league average. But 80 miles an hour on the throw. Again, throwing, come up from the crouch and throw 80.
Then there's JT Realmuto, what his pop time is. He's at the top of the game. He's usually around 1.8, 1.9
in game. That's crazy. Up over our heads. When I work with prospects, I'm able to see a lot of catchers in showcase settings. Now, a showcase setting is totally different than a game reached that 1.8, 1.85 number, but that's when you know there's a clock on you. You know that you're doing it. It's not in the middle of a major league game. That number is incredible you just shared with me.
And he's 1.89 this year.
Wow. Good take. And JT also averaging 81 miles an hour, 81.1. Again, I always say it from the crouch.
And that's a little bit longer throw than the pitching rubber. That's all the way to second base there. That's a long distance.
You folks down in San Juan Capistrano remember how he caught for you, Jay Serra. Ward, foul ball. Yeah, that would have played it another.
Boy, quick hands on the two-seamer inside.
His most recent run, quiet in this series, as we mentioned, 0 of 9 with 4 strikeouts. But on the 7th day of May until the 16th day of May, well done. Made your own rally signs. During that time, he was hot and gained some confidence. Slugged almost 500. 9 games, 7 hits, 3 walks. Lazy ground ball out to short. Jared Walsh puts Shohei Ohtani and the Angels on top.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Back at the Big A, time now for the Home Depot getting more done. Shohei Ohtani, lowest slugging percentage on non-fastballs. Look at that. Get your microscope out if you really want to see that. That actually says 021. And again we laugh at a number for Shohei Ohtani. Jose Mota, sometimes for those pitches too, it's about setting them up, and boy, when he sets them up, they're even more dangerous.
Absolutely. Here's some observations from here. Here's what I noticed here, Gooby, and I remember talking to John Lackey about this. From last inning, Shohei Ohtani, from my view, has lowered his release point. It doesn't mean you lower your arm slot. His release point is a little bit lower. He's been able to get a little more carry in that fastball. Gooby, does that make sense?
Yeah, you want to make sure you're trying to get out in front. That could be part of it. Hopefully this ball is able to stay in the yard.
Not that time it wasn't. Bowers using the big part of the ballpark. Left center field. And we're tied back up at 2. The floor remains yours, Jose. We're tied at 2. What else are you seeing?
Mechanics saying the same, pretty much. But I want to Gooby's input on that because as he's even watching him warm up, there's more stress on trying to just make sure he's finished out front.
There's more across the body on his finish than it is out towards that dirt in the front of the mound.
Ahmed Rosario pokes that breaking ball off the end of the bat. That's down for a base hit. So Ahmed, who had struck out back in the second inning. Pitch count fine at 63. As long as he's fine, it's fine. And he now faces Austin Hedges. Ohtani has not rolled up a double play this year and done so twice in his brief career as a pitcher. Gosh, when I say brief, just 79 major league innings.
That was a quick move.
Does he have a good one? Those are quick feet.
Yeah, it's one of the best moves I've seen from him. He doesn't necessarily have a quick one. He's quick to the plate. That's usually the way he slows down a running game.
He looked athletic there, man. I mean, really athletic, folks. That breaking ball's up, and it's fouled off. 82 miles an hour on the cut fastball to Austin Hedges.
You know, Ohtani's given up 3 home runs this year, all to left-handed batters. Coming in the game, 178 for lefties, 071 for right-handed batters.
A higher slugging percentage as well. Righties slugging below 100. Righties slugging over 300. Neither number is dangerous as that one misses outside. He is wrapping up his second journey through this order. And if you're just joining us, we know we started a little bit early. Thanks for being with us. Ohtani has been effective tonight. He's been very effective. The strikeout tallies, obviously they've stacked up to 5, but his velocity's down and he has had to adjust. He's pitching more like a veteran the way he's adjusting. One and two.
There's some movement now down in the bullpen.
Spoiled a good fastball at 93 miles an hour.
That's been his best spot for his fastball tonight. Even though you're seeing a little bit of a drop in velocity in all his pitches, he's hit his spots pretty good, especially his fastball. Much better, under control, hitting his spots.
Joe looking ahead at the lineup with Mike Gallego. His bench coach. You saw Matt Wise a moment ago on the phone, pitching coach. Take my press pass off for a moment. The fan in me would love to see him complete 6 with how hard he's had to work tonight.
Especially potentially he would be up next inning too.
Roll to the right side, trying to get 2. There's one coming across the bag. How huge is that double play?
How great of a play that was for Jared Walsh. Fields that ball, leads Iglesias to the bag at second. He could be able to complete a 3-6-3 double play. Textbook by Walsh. Gets it at baseball, feeds him towards the bag, allows Iglesias to have the momentum going and find the bag and complete a double play ball. Huge for the Halos and Shohei Ohtani. That is a big first ground ball double play of the season turn behind Shohei. Big moment to get that one.
Split-fingered fastball stays high, 1-0 the count. Gooby mentioned it, folks. Ohtani's spot is due up 4th. But at 68 pitches, we all are finding ourselves a little greedy. We don't just want him to hit and then that's it. I think we'd love to see him go 6 and even push it further.
His splitter's been down about 6 miles per hour on the average. His average splitter velocity is 89.4. I'm going to bet 82. Pitching tonight for Shohei.
Something else, guys, to keep in mind, as Joe Madden mentioned this before the game, constructing a lineup when Shohei is pitching and hitting. He's got to find the right formula because of the shorter bench and who comes in, obviously, from the bullpen. That's a pitcher spot right away.
Three and one the count.
In other words, Gooby, it's not simple because you got to find out when he hits, where he hits, and then when you take him out, how many more ABs might be left because they'll be occupied by a pitcher.
Well, that's when you have a double switch, where Joe Maddon's really good at.
Becomes a National League game all of a sudden.
Yep.
Inside, ball four, he lost him.
He might be taking him out right now. Here comes a double switch.
Ipe has his glove.
Which can only mean one thing.
"72 pitches, he is labored." Good to know that there's really nothing worth being concerned about health-wise, or we would have seen that early. Here we go, double switch. Shohei with Ipe will have things explained by Joe Maddon. Crowd.
Mr. Smoltz, at MLB Network, you've done color commentary, game analysis, and demos. How do you juggle so many roles?
It just comes naturally, I guess.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Hey, Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
To right field. Got a huge ovation when he went out by the folks standing behind him. Justin Upton moves to center, and Jose Rojas moves to left. And Tony Watson, one of the more dependable relievers in all of the American League. What a great acquisition he was this year, as that one's bunted foul, 0-1 the count.
Rendon was ready for that. Rosario's a guy that pulls the ball, and there's a quick conversation as far as where he wants to see Justin Upton, captain of the outfield here now with not a lot of experience. Ohtani in right, Rojas in left, Upton, the experienced guy, playing center.
Pretty good communication there between those two. Well done, Justin Upton.
Rosario pulls the ball a lot, so this baseball could go to Ohtani's way.
All kinds of positive numbers for Watson. Inherited runners, he has done an amazing job. Only one allowed to score this year. There has been very little damage done with him on the mound. And again, this in his age 35 turning 36 season. We talked about him yesterday in the pregame show. I think what makes him unique is this ice water in his veins ability to throw the changeup when you never would think he'd throw it, and where he throws it is crazy at times too.
Yeah, he'll throw a changeup to a left-handed batter off the plate in,
which is a big no-no supposedly, right?
As long as he keeps it off the plate in and not on the inside corner. That's a great take. That's a nasty pitch.
Ohtani with 5 strikeouts in this game, but in his outing last time out in Houston, he went up above that mark. Certainly he was dynamic. He struck out 10, and at that point 1 of 3 since 1900, with 10 who also jogged out and played a different position. Harvey Haddix and Sudden Sam McDowell in 1970.
Tell you what, if he gets up in this next inning, he will bring down the house if he makes good contact and leaves the building here with a home run. That'll be unbelievable for Shohei.
You've got my head wrapped around for this man that this was a near the end of the spring outing for him. You know, kind of a, going through spring camp, the arm not injured, to be clear, folks, just kind of a dead arm. And he worked his way through it. Popped up. Big shift, so that means Suzuki's got to get over there, and he runs out of room. I bet, and it's not about earning a win, because a lot of you, we've moved past, and I know Gooby might give me a snarl for this. It's not about that Ohtani wanted to hang in there and get the win, but I bet he feels like I had a little more in my tank. I bet he wished he could have pitched a little deeper.
Yeah, he's upset. He had that walk, too, with 2 outs after a great double play turn by Jared Walsh. He's such a student of the game, phenomenal athlete. But he wanted to finish that one off. He just kind of guided a couple pitches. He aimed them.
Huge defensive shift. 3-2 the count. Just 1 walk all season long. He's kept the bases so clean. Runner takes off, swing and a miss, and down he goes. He picked up his mate, Shohei Ohtani. When we come back, that man with the bat in his hands.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Shohei Ohtani, you're always looking for historical comps. How does he do it? It's incredible what he pulls off. And when you look at the class of 1998 in baseball's Hall of Fame, boy, it was a special, special class. Remember, Larry Doby went in that year as well. But you see Bullet Rogan, two-way star in the Negro Leagues, Monarchs for his career. Look at how he pitched. Look at how he hit. And look at it in 1924, hitting .392, winning 18 games.
I bet 69 games over 500 as a pitcher.
Incredible. That's the same year that my father went into the Hall of Fame. I can remember how much they honored Bullet that year. And I can remember, boy, Larry Doby, too, another huge name as far as breaking color barriers, as that one ranging to his left. Setting and firing. That's a nice play by Jose Ramirez.
Made a couple really good plays in this game so far. Looking to get that leadoff man on. Potentially give Shohei a chance to swing the bat in this inning. Tough little hop. Would have been a tough play on the backhand for Rosario, but Ramirez cuts it off and makes a strong throw to get the out. 2 solid plays at third for Ramirez.
Triple to right field for David Fletcher. 1-0 the count.
Keeps going at upper third against Fletch. That plays right into his swing.
Snapped an 0 for 17. And gosh, he was hot before that. The one thing you're rarely going to see from this man, it's more of something you might see from a Justin Upton. Big power and then kind of streaking. He doesn't streak much, and that graphic just backed it up. But prior to that, he went 6 games and had a .370 on base.
I wonder if Shohei Ohtani, if he doesn't get to swing the bat in this inning, will he go back out to right field? I'm guessing yes.
Oddly enough, and you did it for your whole career, I think it matters in part what his post-game regimen is like.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that in his mind needs to feel that arm being iced immediately? Is it sometime where maybe later in the day, does he ice? You know, not all pitchers do.
And he's so in tune with his body. You know, his preparation before the game, the weighted baseball work he does before the game, and the throwing he does before the game. I think there'll be plenty of time for him to get that work done after the game if he comes out after a couple innings in the outfield.
Second out of the inning. On the ground, Fletch erased. Ohtani steps out to the on-deck circle as Jose Iglesias, who, well, he came up with a huge RBI in the 3rd inning. But that great REM walk-up song. Too young. Jose, you're too young to know REM.
He knows how to hit a breaking ball. I know that.
So he throws him a fastball, understanding what you said. 0-1 the count.
And that's what he doubled on, a breaking ball, left center.
Cuban native with 9 hits in his last 9 games. And that time he's also got a double and a homer as well, slugging about .475. Actually, with the double last time up, a pair of them. Last week and a half, slugging right around .500. Snuck that one right by him.
All set up by that 91-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate in. Hoping that outer half, see if the adjustments made for Iglesias, expecting something away against whether it's a breaking ball or fastball or even splitter.
Back of second base, racing, under, he puts it away. The world watching Ohtani. Meantime, Aaron Civale says, hey, look over here. I'm pretty good too.
Hey Al, during tonight's show, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Sprinted out to his position, much to the delight of this crowd. Our Kia player profile, two-way star. As a hitter, you see the OPS plus. League average is 100, by the way. As a pitcher, yikes, don't grab a bat. He was more human tonight. He had the pitch human. He still threw very hard. I mean, most humans don't touch 95, but the velo down. In good health, so it's not a health concern. Just had to work through, as Gooby said, I think really accurately, folks, a little bit of a dead arm phase like you have late in spring training.
Yeah, you got to believe he's healthy, because he won't be going back out there the second time into the outfield. It just didn't quite have that same feel you would hope to have, but it's going to take time to build up the arm strength.
Honest engine with me, okay? Be real honest. Ever have those days where you're at -3 or 4?
Yes. And I thought I was throwing well. I'm thinking, my arm feels great. I'm just trying to let the baseball go, and it's just not there for you. Well, I'll tell you, they're the games where you feel the best after that. You found the way to get outs, give your team a chance to win when you don't have your best stuff, you don't have your best velocity, but you found a way to get outs, to get deep in the game, and your team can win a game. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but that's the games.
All the sense in the world.
They're the games that make you feel the best.
3-1 the count. Watson's most effective pitch is simple. Sinker. The weighted on base average against that pitch, 081. Sliders, he hasn't given up anything. It's zeros.
Looked like he went. That was way off the plate.
That 3-1 changeup, huh?
That's gearing up for a 3-1 fastball. He was roaring out there trying to turn on a fastball, chase the changeup.
And he lost him. Just his second walk of the year. Time now for a quick word from Hyundai.
Up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance. It's yours on every new Hyundai.
Steve Cishek warms. Gosh, what is there, about 1,500 career appearances between the man on the mound and that guy? Eighth double play opportunity of the year for Watson. 2 have already been rolled up. Having a hard time arm side. So if you're trying, Gooby, to hit that outside corner and you're just not getting there, what adjustment can you make?
You just got to keep your front shoulder a little bit longer and make sure you drive and have that toe pointing towards that area, towards the outside part of the plate, that arm side fastball. 5 career pickoffs for Watson.
Rolled, third base line. Rendon, Fields, fires. It is dug out at first. Oh my goodness. So much right had to happen with that play, and it all did.
That's an incredible pick by Jared Walsh. Off balance throw for Rendon. Still trying to get healthy with the leg as far as getting it light on the throw. Comes in, gets rid of it quickly. But what a scoop that was. What a scoop by Walsh. So 2 outstanding plays at first, along with his home run. Picks it. That's a great play. Wow.
That man at third, I just think he sleeps amongst baseball instincts. Because if you watch that replay, there was a moment when he fielded that ball and it looked like he got it more in the heel of the glove, and he felt it start to roll out. Snow cone, we used to call it when we were kids.
Yep.
He felt it start to roll out, and he gave a quick snatch to the glove to hold on to it,
by the way,
while doing everything else.
Yes, he's phenomenal. He's going to have to cover third base here, I think. Ramirez is timing him. And it looks back for Watson. You've got to keep him close.
He feels the ball start to roll out of his glove, and while all the other is going on, he still holds on to it. I'm going to lose it. Nope, I'm not losing it.
It's almost like you're throwing a changeup there, too. And you remember that kneecap is not that strong, so you can't really plant that leg as easily. He's going to try to steal here soon.
There he goes. On to third, throw down. Well, you said it was just timing. Some of the challenges when you play defensive shifts. Hard to hold a runner, hard to cover the bag.
2 stolen bases in the game, no chance at all. Forcing the infield in.
Two and one the count. Shohei Ohtani defensively in right. Justin Upton in center. Upton, by the way, 6 games in center field in 2016. Almost 1,800 games in the outfield. Only 7 of them in center field. Broke his bat, knocked it down. Watson got a piece of it. Now that center fielder's got to come in. And Iglesias has to go out. A base hit and an RBI, and the Indians lead it 3-2. Tough break there.
That's exactly what you want, a ground ball back at you. If you can field it, you're going to keep them. You're going to freeze them at third. And that's the one play as far as the base runner, you're going to freeze on a comebacker. It's a tough play. That ball was hit pretty hard back up the middle against Watson.
Most every outing for this left-hander clean this year, unable to do that tonight. 3-2.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Shohei Ohtani makes the move from the mound and is working in right field. If you're just joining us, Ohtani working without that engine at full rev tonight, but still managed to be a true, well-rounded pitcher. Topped out at 95 miles an hour with his fastball. 4 2/3 innings. He struck out 5, 2 runs allowed. Watson gives up a run. Steve Cishek comes on. A lot of base runners. You can see that walks and hits per innings pitched at 196. Looks to drop that number right now as he drops down sidearm with a breaking ball 0-1. Ramirez 0 for 2. Two of 10 on this series. Homered in the opener to dead center field. Naylor's got a stolen base.
A couple stolen bases in this game, and they've been running a lot in this series. Cleveland.
Go, get up here.
Well, I tell you, when you throw that breaking ball away, you get it in the head of the hitter. Hitters, even though they can look at the scattering reports, aren't used to sidearmers elevating the ball like that.
Especially for one that throws a high percentage of sliders, so you're thinking that. You're tracking lower zone. Then you run a fastball upstairs. It's not easy to run a fastball from that arm angle and with a good effect upstairs.
Will fire back.
Long conversation between Sandy Alomar, coaching first base, and CB Buckner to keep an eye on that front knee on Cishek. Ruby, I would call that an outstanding move.
I would say the same thing.
It is a brilliant move.
Yes, it is.
Well, you guys are talking all around something. I mean, you're all around it. You guys have it circled.
In fact, I'm standing right behind Cishek right now.
I don't know if you noticed, folks, if you caught Jose, it was in the corner of your screen. He actually dove back to the wall there. He thought he was going to get picked off.
I would have been done. Back to the dugout.
Little deception, you guys are saying. Is that what you're saying?
Truly. I would, if I'm Naylor, I'm going right now. Take a shot here, 0-2. See if we can throw him out. Nope, doesn't go.
Nearly got a commitment and a chase. I love when you guys do that thing and you say everything but that thing.
You say it's a good move.
Outstanding.
One and two the count. You just did it again, by the way. There's a little guy down there. I think he made a heck of a play, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Roll to the right side. Iglesias, who had shifted to the other side of the bag. Shohei Ohtani off. His team is down by a score of 3-2.
For 25 years,
Nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries,
It's all good, Aaron.
the curveballs,
There you go.
and the big dreams, setting them up to make great plays on and off the field. Celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
Hey, Al, during tonight's show, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Right.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
As the hitter, he still leads the majors in home runs with 14. And he pushes a bunt against the shift. Ohtani up the line. Ohtani is on with a bunt base hit against the shift.
Does that count as his second bunt hit as a pitcher? Because he started as a pitcher. That's the second time. Ramirez is throwing the ball. He's probably thinking, oh, wow, he's about 8 feet past the bag already for Shohei. Second bunt hit of the season for Shohei. I mean, he even was at a bunt grade. He could teach everybody on the team how to bunt.
Yep, they're running the bases. He can flat fly. We know that as he streaked up the line. Here's Rendon. Walsh on deck. We have a wonderful site that Major League Baseball provides for us where we can find some of the advanced metrics through our good friends with StatCast. I think he's just shut it down. I think they just shut down in New York.
They went.
Wait, what?
They tapped
he's
out.
Doing what now?
Yeah, they tapped out.
29.9 the sprint speed. He takes off. He's on the move. Stolen base attempt. Beautiful throw down. Got him. That's Austin Hedges right there, folks.
He's staying at second base. He feels like he got underneath the tag. They're going to check it. Mike Gallego. That's pretty fast. What a throw by Hedges. And they're going to check it. See if he got his foot in there. That's so close again.
So if he got the left knee, he's out. Yeah, looked like he got it.
Yep.
If he missed it, then he tagged him a second time up on that right leg right there. But he got the left knee. That middle infield owed Austin Hedges that. They missed a tag on a beautiful throw earlier. Boy, is he exciting to watch play. I mean, we know he can catch.
Here's a real good angle. That's on there before. Foot is on the bag. And they're going to call him out here. It's the third time he's been caught.
Six stolen bases. He's been thrown out 3 times.
And you notice a lot with the infielders, they catch that baseball out in front of the base. Remember, it was a time when they would catch it at the bag. They're catching it out in front so you could touch and tag that body before it gets to the bag. It's been huge as far as infielders getting those caught stealing. Remember, straddling the base and making the tag as the base runner's coming in. That ball was way off the plate. Rendon, last couple of nights, not real happy about calls like that against him. What a throw by Hedges again. 2 really good throws tonight.
That pitch is high. Cesar Hernandez spoils us too in helping to make that tag. A Gold Glover a season ago, a Rawlings Gold Glove winner out there at second. It was a big coming of age in a shortened season for that man last year. Rendon goes down on strikes, and suddenly this inning doesn't have quite the verve and vigor that it had a few moments ago.
That's why a good defensive play, just like that double play turn by Walsh. You were hoping to have that good carry on, and he was able to get through that inning in the 5th. One thing you don't want to have to deal with is bullpen for Cleveland. You want to try to get this one tied up or take a lead here with Walsh and then Upton.
Sandlin warming in the pen. We saw him a couple of nights ago. Yuck is what I remember about him if I'm an opposing hitter. Fourth inning, just over the yellow line and then disappeared.
8th home run of the year for Walsh. Exit velocity 109 miles per hour off the bat. The average exit velocity on a home run 104.9. Even go back to that stolen base attempt by Shohei Ohtani. It's never easy to have your legs behind you when you've pitched in a game, because he uses his legs very strongly on the mound, so those legs are a little bit more fatigued, unable to pick up a stolen base.
That one runs high. You know, you can sense you have to have skill. You can't just have pride and say I want to pitch deep, but these Indians have the pride in pitching deep, and they do. And the numbers back it up.
And the manager that trusts him, to be honest, coming in between innings.
5.4 innings pitched per start. And we're not doing 2/3 and a third. Just simply put, 5.4 innings pitched per start. That's most of the time they're getting 2 outs in the 6th inning. That's on average. League average is 5.1. The Halo's 4.6 per start.
Shane Bieber at your ace of your staff going 7, 8, 9 innings every time out too. A leader.
Swings and he misses right through that cut fastball. He completes 6, the right-hander. He does so in 95 pitches, 3-2. Hedges, beautiful throw.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
Carbon waste is weighing down the world. All beds are different. They're made from wool and recycled materials. They're soft and breathable and light. Light on your feet and the planet. Reduce your carbon footprint.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Angels Baseball on Bally Sports is brought to you by Hyundai. See your Southern California dealer today, because the longer you look at the new Hyundai, the more there is to life. I love that kid. That was a great play. By Jack in the Box. Dip into this. Grab a box of 15 tiny tacos or get them loaded. Only at Jack in the Box. And by your Southern California Chevy dealers. And he went and gave it to his little sister. Well, he has given his defensive card back. He is no longer pitching in this game. He is no longer fielding in this game. Shohei Ohtani is done. Rojas moves back to right field, and he will go to work. Lagares is in center field. Obviously, Upton goes back to left field. Hunter Strickland comes on this season overall, including his time in Tampa. A 2.12 ERA. Opponent's 258, a whip, walks and hits per innings pitched of 1.35. A lot of folks tuning in tonight because they knew Shohei was pitching, Gooby, and so they're hanging with us. And a lot of folks seeing this man Strickland maybe for the first time. What does he have?
Yeah, good fastball slider pitcher. He'll run his fastball 93, 96, but a very good, tight, sharp slider.
Fouled off at home plate. Well, it's tough to assess, and I didn't ask you to do this earlier, but kind of help me understand what you saw. And I'll just go with the pitcher, Ohtani. What you saw from Shohei Ohtani tonight in his 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts.
Not his best velocity. We know that on all his pitches, but he battled well. I thought his slider / cutter was better today. Didn't throw as many split fingers, so that means it didn't feel as comfortable throwing a splitter. Fastball velocity picked up a little bit. He got to 95 on occasion. It was one of those games you don't feel as strong, but you still found a way to get at least into that 5th inning and give the team a chance to win.
And Ohtani with the bat in his hand is done as well. Lined out to third, lined to center at 110 miles an hour, and then dropped down a bunt for a base hit. Flying up the line at nearly 30 feet per second with a league average of 27. So again, he's a metrics madman.
I think for Strickland and the rest of the bullpen here tonight, you just cannot give up any more runs with the bullpen that Cleveland has. Got to keep it tight here, 3-2. Take a look at our Frontier play sense on a very good play first by Kurt Suzuki. On a pitch in the dirt, Mara's going. Reyes, I should say going, thinking he's got a chance to get to third base. It's 28 feet going down there quickly, but a quick tag. How quick that was as far as catching the baseball, flying the tag there for Anthony Rendon. The catch and quick tag in less than a second. He'll apply a tag and get the play at third base. Those hands are super quick for Anthony Rendon. Nice play by Kurt Suzuki also.
Hedges earns his starts as he is shown with his catcher's mitt with his arm. And then he tries to drop down a pretty bunt. Does so. Moves the runner into scoring position. He had struck out. He had rolled into a double play. He'll get back to work behind the plate now.
Well, Cleveland doing all the little things today. Some stolen bases, a sacrifice bunt. With the bullpen they have, just getting those extra runs late in the game gives them a better chance to win with their pitching staff overall. Offensively, it hasn't been there. There's .212 batting average, but an on-base percentage of the team at .284 coming into the game. but a lights-out bullpen.
And interestingly enough, that bullpen's kind of quiet. There's only one out, so a pitcher who's hot can get hot again and do so quickly. Back to the screen it goes.
Yeah, as far as ranks and on-base percentage, second lowest, batting average, third lowest, OPS, seventh lowest, yet they're 4 games over 500. The defense has been pretty solid, but their pitching staff has been great.
Slaps that one up and into the seats. Breaking ball, we'll do it one more time. But don't forget, by the way, download the MLB app. You can get in-game video highlights, live pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Angels. Whether you download it today or on Gooby Tuesdays, it's always a good idea. We'll get him again next Gooby Tuesday, pal. It's all right.
Yes.
Keep your chin up, okay?
Battle back last night.
Hit on the line, can't get there up the ladder. Thought about it for a moment, did Lagares, because freezing on the base pads was Rosario, but then once it got by, he moved on up pretty easily.
Tried to time the lead. That was a good sell by Iglesias. He wasn't going to make the play. He was just trying to keep the runner close at second. You could tell he wasn't going to make it, but he sold it. Keep him close, keep a double play in order.
Joe Madden with the call to the bullpen, trying to keep it right here at 3-2. Left-hander Quijada will take the rock and roll in a moment.
Mike Trout, people know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
That man was outstanding. Spencer Turnbull last night. The right-hander, now 28 years old. The Alabama native had them fired up. The men from the Motor City as he dropped it on them. 5 no-nos this year. It was his 6th start. It was first ever complete game. And that's how you toss it, right? Joining Musgrove, Rodon, Means, And Miley, Mr. Turnbull, a no-no.
The first CG, you got a no-hitter for it. That's topping it off pretty good.
That's kind of far removed from a year in which you went 3-17 too in 2019. Good for him.
And I was watching a lot of that game towards the end. A lot of energy from him. You love to see. And he was honest. He goes, after I got into the 5th inning, there was no hits. I was thinking about that from the 5th inning on. A lot of times you'll see pitchers go, I was thinking, well, that's why I looked up in the 7th or 8th inning. No. You're thinking about that earlier in the game, believe you me.
Told Corey Kluber has one that he has taken through 8 innings. That's what I'm told.
Rumor has it?
Rumor has it. Against the Rangers in Texas for the Yankees. Here's Eddie Rosario.
Where he pitched briefly for the Rangers. Corey Kluber.
Jose Quijada, who this year in Salt Lake City had pitched 4 shutout innings, striking out 7. His 2021 Major League debut, and it's a good-looking slider. 0-1 the count for the 25-year-old.
His fastball is 92-96. Saw his slider. He'll throw a changeup as well.
Caripito in Venezuela is where he hails from last year. Just 3 2/3 innings in the major leagues for the Halos. Pitched for Miami for quite a while at 19 in the big leagues. That one lifted to left at shallow. Justin with a late break on it. Streaking. He runs it down. Tagging. Drawing the throw. Toward the plate. In time.
What a throw. Justin Upton. Potential game-saving throw. Covered a lot of ground. Had momentum going forward. A strike to Kurt Suzuki, who's able to apply a tag and get a huge out on Rosario trying to score. Great play. Steve Edwards sparks the offense with a great throw by Justin Upton on the money for the tag.
Jim, now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Maybe a little easier.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was...
And what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
He made a fabulous throw. Now Justin Upton leads things off in the bottom of the 7th inning. Quickly in the hole, no balls and 1 strike. The right-hander Civale's back out there as he runs that one in. 1-1 the count.
Isn't it mandatory when you make a great defensive play to lead off an inning? Not only a great defensive play, but a great throw.
Sure it is.
Yeah, it has to be. It just has to happen.
That one is high. 2-1 the count.
Might bring a smile to your face right there.
I just love all the old baseball things. Because no, it's not mandatory. I love you, though. You're my partner. You're my brother.
Oh, I'm saying it's mandatory.
No, 2-1 the count. Well, that's a pretty breaking ball. This point in the game, right? Pitch number 98. You've got to stay on the rubber for that pitch to be effective.
And how impressive is Civale here? You're up by 1 and you're staying in there.
But then the fastball, elbow under it, shoves it upstairs. See if Justin wants to use the big part of the ballpark. Interestingly enough, they're playing him that way, anticipating him shooting it to right.
And he's so good on breaking balls. Cutter or slider away, see if he could drive it that way.
He tried to crush it. Opened up just a little bit. Let's take a look at our Arco top tier play, the throw from Upton.
And keep in mind how far he had to go to get behind the baseball, the momentum going forward, and a runner going right down the line to get out of the way at the last second. Kurt Suzuki able to apply a tag to Rosario. What a throw by Justin Upton. Got himself under control, but the momentum going forward and a strong throw to get that out at home.
I'm going to go a little further on that, Gooby, too, and talk about Lagares, because the guy in front of me, Bruce Hines, works with these outfielders. He's so proud as Quijada celebrates, but Lagares preventing that run from scoring, charging aggressively in center field.
That and a good job by Iglesias pretending like he's going to get to that baseball. Sold it as if he was going to catch that liner.
Those little things that matter so much, and Joe Matt has talked about it. It's not just so much about, counting errors. Darren, you know very well about fielding percentage and where that can lead sometimes. But
yeah,
it's preventing runs in so many different ways without the great play.
One and two the count. I think fielding percentage needs to go on a date with batting average and have a good time. 1-2.
By the way, how about Klubat for the Yankees?
He did it, didn't he?
Former Cleveland Indians Cy Young Award winner for the Cleveland Indians. Another no-hitter.
Raise a glass to the pitchers, folks. Center field. Ramirez, couple of steps back in his tracks, couple of steps in, 2 outs in the inning. Six no-hitters this year, 2 against Cleveland, 2 against Seattle, and 2 against Texas. No wonder the Indians have low offensive numbers. They've been no-no'd twice. It's hard to come back from that.
Well, it's definitely not a Texas two-step down there with the Rangers getting no-hit twice.
What an O the count.
How about that bounce back by Kluber? It looked like his career was so good for a long period of time. Hit with a line drive, missed some time, elbow issues, and now a no-hitter for the Yankees.
Gooby in the showcases that he had to put together to show team that he was healthy.
Well, that's a great point by you, Jose.
I mean, that's not easy for an established guy, Cy Young Award winner, to say, you know what, I'm going to invite some guys to come see me, and hopefully I'll convince somebody to take a chance.
Breaking ball over the top of that one.
In fact, to my left here, celebration, because Kluber has many friends and admirers, as you know well, with the Indians. Celebrating their friend's triumph today.
And word has traveled down into that dugout now. It has to have traveled from somewhere else because they aren't connected with any devices besides league-controlled devices. Just want to get that disclaimer out there.
Well, we were clapping when we found out they got a no-hitter. They must have looked up at us.
I was thinking about those showcases. How do you do the right showcase, right? It's like, how do you do a grad party or a brunch this time of year. I'm wondering if Kluber had heavy appetizers and beverages for those who came. I mean, how do you do that? Do you have party favors?
A lot of teams know how competitive he has been, and all he needed to do was show some late break to his cutter and his slider. Decent velocity on his fastball, you're going to take a shot.
And maybe a gift bag, right? I mean, if I'm going to let you go a Texas two-step, you have to work with me on what I'm rolling out right now. 3-2 the count.
I'm right with you on that one.
Big swing. Boy, he got away with one that spun right over the plate.
You know, to both of you, additionally, you know, for a guy like Kluber, it was not like somebody's going to go, how about a minor league deal? That was out of the question.
Right. Yes, for sure. You're guaranteeing money. You're taking a roster spot to a guy that's had to show himself at, as you said, a tryout.
By the way, 113 pitches. Does he make a mistake on 114?
To the right side. Oh, my goodness. A bolt, but right at Bowers, who made it off to the side. Threw that glove down, and it was there. Oh, what an outing for this right-handed pitcher. So strong, Civale. Had a little help in the end.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
Placata! The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
You want that home run feeling? Then step in the box and let it rip. Get ready for the Major League Baseball Junior Home Run Derby, powered by MLB Develops. Compete locally and swing your way to the 2021 Junior Home Run Derby Finals. Get your community involved by hosting a local derby. Sign up for free at jrhrd.com.
Our T-Mobile coverage cam, sights and sounds on this beautiful night tonight. Shohei Ohtani against Cleveland. And everyone gathered around to see him work. Cleveland fans certainly have made their way over, some of them. And Halos fans loving the work of Ohtani.
Yeah, there was a lot of fans down there in the bullpen today just to watch that. That's pretty cool to see. I don't blame them.
Jose Ramirez to lead things off. As Quijada sails that one high. 2-0 the count. Ramirez, Reyes, Naylor. In on the hands. Easy chance. Iglesias puts that one to bed. That's a big out to get, by the way. Let's look back on the day today for Shohei Ohtani.
Fastball not necessarily at his best. 72 pitches, 43 strikes today. Set 4 2/3, 5 strikeouts, a couple earned runs, a home run. Bowers to left center, but solid effort by Shohei. It then goes out to the outfield for 2 innings. Finished off the 5th and went back out for a full inning in the 6th and came up to the plate for a bunt single.
Franmil Reyes takes inside. 1-0 the count. Couple of doubles tonight, both of them down the left field line. He also rolled out to third. 7 hits for Cleveland and 4 for the Halos. Neither team has committed an error. Well, it's a lively fastball. A little bit of cut to it, too.
Gets behind it, strong lower half, and drives towards the plate.
Infield playing the pull. Fletcher right behind the bag at second. As that one misses low and outside. Signing with the Marlins as a free agent back in 2013. That's when the journey began for this left-hander. A bunch of strikeouts. I mean, high strikeout tallies in the minors. You can see why.
Well, he just gets behind there and slings that in there at 95.
284 and 2/3 minor league innings, 324 strikeouts. As Aaron Slegers warms in the pen.
A pretty good hack at that 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Emmanuel Clase was also warming in the pen for Cleveland.
Straight back off that mask. Remember, he has that little springs on the mask, but something back that firm. See how that mask will give and then take, but that's right on the mask.
Fastball right by him with a big leg kick to boot.
Challenged him hard to the plate. 95 to 94 was a little bit lower in the strike zone. This is upper part of the strike zone. Get that punch out.
Strike, fires it right by him. Josh Naylor of late has shown a little bit more power. Slugging percentage up over the last couple of weeks. That's what they hope evolves for this young man. Over his last 19 games, he is slugging right around .530. Lost a chain, lost a piece of jewelry there.
Found it though.
One and two, the count.
It's a pitcher with a belief in his fastball, and a hitter is trying to hit a fastball a long way. Big swing for Naylor, unable to catch up though. Got it with good fastball work tonight.
The 1-2. Got it. Wow. Throwing up a couple of zeros. Really strong stuff. That left-hander's trying to start some momentum.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The Analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Join us this Friday as your Angels face the Athletics at 6:30 p.m. The first 14,000 fans receive a Trout 300 home runs bobblehead, courtesy of Memorial Care. For more on this season's giveaways, visit angels.com/promotions. Hard-throwing right-hander Emmanuel Clase. When I say hard-throwing, I mean his average fastball is 100 miles an hour. He was acquired in the wintertime of 2019. Corey Kluber and Cash, we just talked about Corey, to the Rangers for Delano DeShields and this hard-throwing righty.
And you mentioned his fastball can touch 101 fastball slider.
And Kurt Suzuki to lead things off. The winner prior to that, or I should say the season prior to that, traded to the Rangers from the Padres, where he began his career. Used to top out in the mid-90s. There's even more in that tank. Emmanuel rocks and fires, and that one to the right side. Guess who's off to the races? Is there an extra base hit in this one? Nope.
That's a good decision.
Well, nice job Naylor getting in there quickly. That one died in right field.
And that's why, I mean, he saw the play in front of him. That's a veteran knowing it. This getting on base. Fletch coming up next. I think double right out of the batter's box. But Naylor gets there quickly. He's in good position to throw the ball. A little inside out. It's a big hit here. Get something going.
Naylor does his work. One-time first baseman. Now in the outfield, here is David Fletcher. (101) inside corner. 0-1 the count. Seems like with Fletch, tell me if I'm wrong, a concept like velocity doesn't play as much for him.
No, because he's shorts up. He's shorting up on the swing, so he's just trying to make contact. He's going to allow him to provide the power and just get that barrel of the bat on it and make contact. Look at that sink action on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. – 17 hits versus fastball, 16 singles.
Civale, by the way, 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed. Class A deals it. Fletch fights it off. down for a base hit. Naylor hurrying it in. Oh my goodness, what a play by Josh. What an incredible play by the Cleveland right fielder. A fielder's choice. A single as well.
That's why he wasn't going to try to go to second base on that base hit that way. But you really can't fault Suzuki. He's got to make sure this baseball is down. He's looking back. Naylor coming in hard. Quickly gets up. And a perfect throw right to second base. Because on that play, it's a force out. What a throw. Rosario playing as if he's a first baseman. Stretches out, makes the play.
Little roller, that one's fouled. As predicted, by the way, the kind of guy that doesn't really shake up Fletcher. That's a tough break. One and one the count.
He's got to stop to make sure he doesn't make the play. And one hop, it stays right by him in front of him. That's one of those baseballs that can get by him and everyone's running for a long, long time. He keeps it in the glove and quickly gets up and makes a perfect throw to second.
Little roller in between hop. There's one. Bauer, they try to turn it over. Can't do it. Nice play by Jake because that hop was clearly in between and he made a smooth transition to get the lead runner. So now Iglesias is on.
A good throw. It's going to be a tough double play turning. Going down the line to give Phil Gosselin a chance to swing the bat here.
Gosselin grabs the bat, hops into that pitcher spot, yes, because of Ohtani with the start, the juggling around, him moving to the outfield. The pitcher spot is that 2 spot now. So Gosselin, who over the last couple of weeks has really been in the middle of a nice roll, deals with some severe velocity to come off the bench. He was on it. Wow.
Good swing on that. He was trying to drive that one.
Go, Bill!
He has not allowed a home run yet this year. A lot of his fastballs to that lower third. Tough to lift that in the air.
Rolls it to the right side again. Bowers, 1 step back, onto the bag he goes. To the 9th inning we go. Cleveland on top of the Angels by a score of 3-2.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Liner, and it falls in. And that's a strikeout. To the warning track, it's out of here. He struck him out swinging, and he lines one. It's gone.
Join your Angels every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details. Allow us to recap how we have gotten to this point. Shohei Ohtani with homers in the first 2 games of this series and a lights-out performance by Raisel Iglesias. The Halos, game 1, Plesac tough. Even though the Angels battled back from down 5-0, tying it at 5 in the end despite the long balls from Upton and Iglesias. Cleveland just a little bit too much. And so here we go to the 9th inning. Harold Ramirez to lead it off. Aaron Slegers, that heavy sinker, gets a ground ball. Fletcher out number 1. Time now for a word from our good friends from GMC.
The world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate, available in the GMC Sierra. We are professional grade GMC.
And so now Jake Bauers. Nice clean outing for Slegers last night. Anthony Rendon, Jared Walsh, Justin Upton due up.
That's exactly what you want. Joe Madden and the Angels. You just got to get a 0 here. Slegers, take your chances with 3, 4, 5.
Swings right through that one. By the way, tomorrow doubleheader. First of all, we'll be with you for both of them. 1 o'clock and 4-ish o'clock for game number 2. If you had tickets for the first game that was canceled, that brief COVID pause that baseball presented us on the 17th of April, those tickets are good for game 1. If you had tickets for the 18th, those tickets are good for game 2. Either way, come to the ballpark. There are still tickets available. You got a couple of shots at seeing the Halos tomorrow against the Minnesota Twins. Yep. You folks got that right. 17th, game 1. 18th, game 2.
Yes.
Strike 1.
April 18th, game 2. April 17th, game 1.
Dude, you pivoted right there. You reversed them and still did it. You're the kind of guy that used to run foul poles backwards at times, I bet.
Yeah, probably.
Got all kinds of programming for you. Spend the day with us tomorrow. Alex Cobb, Griffin Canning, they'll both work. To the right side. Tried to elevate. Sinker guy tried to sneak one by him up. Change the line of sight. Ahmed Rosario, no thanks, can't trick me.
It's well above the strike zone. And Fletch is probably looking in as it got by him. That's what I like to do. And he did again. But a great play by Naylor in right field. Got the force out at second on Kurt Suzuki. Rosario will be on the move here.
Shohei Ohtani, by the way, took a pitch higher than that the other night. Higher and hit it out. You folks at home, you're rally cap people, go ahead. And if that's the way you like to roll, if there's a certain snack you like to grab, beverage for a rally, go ahead. Runner takes off, throw down on a hop, gets on by. That'll allow the runner to move to third. Stolen base, an error for Suzuki. Rosario now is a wild pitch away, and you can't have that.
Got to keep it at a 3-2 deficit. That type of lineup coming up for the Halos. The infielder sometimes, you're not going to make a play. You try to keep that baseball in front of you. See the frustration for Kurt Suzuki on that. Try to be super quick.
1 ball, 1 strike the count on Austin Hedges. He's earned his paycheck tonight with his work behind the plate. Aaron deals it. That's what he was trying to do a moment ago to Rosario. 1-2. Tomorrow we'll be here. Come join us, and if you can't, join us on Bally Sports.
First start for Alex Cobb since May 4th. Canning's been dealing his last 3 starts.
The count. Got what he wanted. A playable baseball. Back of second base to the bottom half of inning number 9 we go. Anthony Rendon, Jared Walsh, Justin Upton. Turn those caps around. A rally is needed.
It is gone! Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Mike Trout, people know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hyundai key for the game tonight. Try to come back against a very good pitcher. Best of you. We need the best of you to make good contact against a fastball, upper 90s, and a nasty 12-6 curveball. Anthony Rendon is going to face right away here in the 9th.
James Karinchak, the right-hander. Couple of nights in a row with this electric arm, and here we go against Rendon. There's that breaking ball you spoke of. 19 times, very few runs allowed. As a matter of fact, just one earned run in 18 1/3. To the right side, playable. Bowers in foul territory, 1 out. Bullpen had to work quite a bit tonight. Watson allowing the bullpen's lone run. Cishek, Strickland, Quijada, who was strong, by the way.
Really, really good tonight.
Slegers all scoreless. Bullpen 5 1/3 innings, 1 run. In the 4th inning, Jared Walsh squared this one up right over the wall.
Sat on that pitch out over the plate and has lined it out right center. Looking to get on base, maybe circle the bases here if he can against a tough one on the mound.
My goodness.
I don't know how he fouled that. No idea.
Oh, 2.
Go, Jerry!
Slightly overthrown. I think he wants to go back to that curveball after that high fastball.
Another Northeast mid-major arm, the starting pitcher from Northeastern. The closer in this game from Bryant University in Rhode Island. Fastball right down Broadway, put him away that time. 1 for 4 the night for Jared Walsh. One more shot. Here's Justin Upton.
Well, when you're dealing with this type of velocity, that's what he was able to get by Walsh. You just got to cheat on the first pitch. If you're Upton, hope you're able to get the barrel of the bat on it.
One 1-0 the count to Justin. Walked, had a stolen base in the 4th inning, struck out a couple of times otherwise.
It's a pretty good hack.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Horncheck, I think, got away with that one against Upton because he was thinking staying back and going the other way.
He's yelling at himself, angry that he missed high. Only 50 major league innings for this right-hander. Virtually brand new to the league. 95 strikeouts. Two and 2.
It's an unhittable spot. Boy, Hedges, so impressive behind the plate. He got that pitch. That's one of those, as a catcher, you get framing that.
Well, he's a high-energy guy.
That's why he's flipping that baseball around. He can't sit, you know, it's almost like he can't sit still and stop moving around when he's on the mound. So far this year, 73% of the time, nearly 3/4 of the time, he'll throw a 3-2 fastball to a right-handed batter.
The 3-2. Ball 4, tying run is on. Jose Rojas flied to center field, struck out a couple of times. 2 of 10 in this series with a double.
When you talk about doubles defense in the outfield, it would not be easy for Upton to score and a hit into the outfield from first base.
Got a break on that one, a high strike, 0-1. I guess glass half full though, Gooby. That leaves a lot of acreage for a ball to drop in front of those outfielders.
Yep.
At least move them up 90 feet.
Yep.
Oh, 0-2 the count. Another adventurous night of watching Shohei Ohtani work and do unique things. But for the home team, that night ends much better with a win.
It's a real good take. That's a nasty curveball.
I don't know that we've seen many curveballs like that one.
Especially that hard and that tight of a break.
Let's go, baby!
The 1-2. Breaking ball, got him. A very delayed call. I think that's what has Rojas frustrated. It was a strike. But I understand the frustration, the delay in that call of strike 3. That's why they're frustrated, correct?
Yeah, because that was in the strike zone. I think that's what you're exactly right on that one, Darren. He just took a while to call it.
But Jose Navas, though it was a bit delayed, made the right call. It was a wicked breaking ball, as good as you're going to see.
And he was pretty solid throughout the entire game. Missed some pitches on occasion, but pretty solid in this one. This is lower part of the strike zone, a lot of the strike zone. That's a nasty curve. Boy, tough one there. Tough series when you taking on a team that had been struggling, had a tough time up in Seattle, but Cleveland, but you could see their bullpen, and Joe Madden, I don't know where it was, but it was in the strike zone. That bullpen, everything we heard about in Cleveland, that's why they are 5 games over 500.
Jose Mota, Mark Gubiza, our entire production team, Ken French is standing by for our post-game coverage. On behalf of everyone involved in our production tonight, thanks for spending time with us, but keep it right here on Bally Sports. More from the Big A in just a moment.